And welcome back, folks. So, last video I think I'll do today. Just wanted to do some random videos, just have some fun. Nothing in my set schedule coming out. Yeah, let's talk some Magic. I haven't talked Magic in a little while. And with the Commander Legends finally wrapping up their spoilers this week, the set itself doesn't get released till the 20th. I figured let's talk something else. Mostly because when the Commander Legends spoilers started coming out, I didn't really do any sort of videos on them. My Magic videos don't get a lot of hits anyway. I doubt this video will get over 50 hits. If it does, fantastic. But yeah, I just by the time I really got into the spoilers and considered like, should I do any videos on this? Like at that point, the time had passed and just didn't make any sense. So let's actually look towards the future. Let's talk about what Kaldheim could actually bring to us. And Kaldheim or Kaldheim is the next in the main series sets for Magic the Gathering. Obviously, there's supplementary products, but this is the next one coming up. The little we know about it is that it is a very snowy plane, and it is basically like a Norse Viking inspired plane. Now, if Viking is going to be a creature type or not, we'll have to wait and see. But hopefully, that'd be cool if it was. More than likely, it'll be a warrior. I did see some possibly spoiled cards while going through images looking for this one. But I don't know for a fact those are legit or even so. The set symbol wasn't even really a set symbol. So, yeah, I will reserve judgment until there's some official spoilers on that kind of stuff. But what we will talk about right now is what creatures do I think we'll see on Kaldheim? What creatures live on Kaldheim? What will we see on Kaldheim? So, with any new plane, we should note that there is generally a good chance that there is a new creature type on there that we have not seen. Now, is it 100% likely every time? No, it's not. But generally speaking, you will, in a lot of planes, find some creatures that you don't find particularly on very unique planes. For example, there are no Inox on any other plane except Tarkir. There are no dog people on any other plane except Tarkir. Djinns, mind you, as far as I know, don't exist except on Tarkir. Ifrit do exist on other planes, but Djinns do not. Let me see here. I know there's others that come to mind as well. Enchantment creatures to date only exist on Theros. I know there's a couple other ones that I just can't. I'm just not good. Aren't coming off the top of my head for some reason. The point being is that yeah, we could see a new creature type, but this doesn't come off as a plane that would do that in my mind. Hell, even bringing snow creatures back, if that's a thing, which very well could be. It's a very snowy looking plane from the little we've seen of it. It's very possible you could get snow creatures, sure, but we'll wait to see what happens there. So, what creature types could we expect? Well, we can definitely expect some of the basic ones. Humans, that's going to be good. There's humans on literally every plane save Eventide, Lorwyn, Shadowmoor, Morningside. That's the only plane I believe that we've been to so far card-wise that does not have humans on. It has everything else, but does not have humans. Now, we had gotten some spoilers, though, from miniatures. So the spoilers include knowing that I believe there are elves on this plane. There are dwarves on this plane. Now, I don't think we will see I'll be honest, I don't think we'll see goblins on this plane, if I'm going to be frank. This plane, again, yeah, not, I mean, we got goblins on Tarkir, and Tarkir, well, more like a Mongolian kind of theme, like a Western Asian kind of theme. Yeah, it does have a similar vibe in some regards. There's a lot of snowy mountain areas in Tarkir, but there's also a lot of different biomes in Tarkir. So take that for what it's worth. I don't know. I just get the impression we probably won't see goblins in this set, only because goblins in this set, I think, would look probably a lot like goblins in Tarkir. And when you design goblins for a new plane, you do try to give them slight variance. And I don't mean for a new plane per se. I mean for like alternate planes. That you do try to give them slight variance to make them look at least a little bit unique to the plane. A lot of times there's not a lot of great uniqueness. But like again, Tarkir's goblins do not look like goblins in any other plane. Like if you were to put a Tarkir goblin in front of goblins from say Alara, depending on which, or hell, not even Alara, or Alara, Zendikar, Ravnica, you would be able to tell the difference between them. There is a big enough, drastic enough difference between them that you could tell the difference. So if there are goblins on here, they're going to have to do a very big job they're going to have to do a really good job at illustrating the difference between them and, say, a Tarkir version of it. Because if it's called the planes we're thinking, they're going to have to be probably like very furry goblins or something like that. But we know dwarves are here, thanks to the mention. We know dwarves, humans, elves are going to be there. We also know there is shapeshifters will be around, but almost every plane has a shapeshifter, so that's not really a surprise. That's going into the hey, they don't populate the plane, like they're not big on the plane, but they exist trope, which every plane has. Like, hey, there's this guy that just happens to be there. I think you'll see giants. I think giants are going to be a pretty big humanoid race there. Maybe not the biggest. Like, you probably won't get the same level of giants you got, say, in like Theros, but giants will definitely have a presence. I'd be pretty confident on that. I'd also say probably not orcs and ogres or trolls, but definitely one of the three. If I were to be the betting man on it, I'd go ogres. Ogres might have a heavier influence here. Orcs might show up. Of the three, I'd probably go ogres, orcs, then trolls. Trolls have a bit more of a fairy tale vibe. That's why they showed up a bit more in Eldraine. But no, ultimately I'd go ogres on that as the big one. And I mean that's pretty much not all the definitive human races, but like you're not going to see Vidalkins on this plane. You're not going to get merfolks. Like every couple of sets, you're going to get not spacing, but you're going to skip a couple races every couple of sets. For instance, let's go back a couple sets real quick here. With Zendikar, merfolks obviously have a heavy presence on the plane. Ikoria, there are no merfolks on that plane. But Theros, there are merfolks on that plane. And then obviously with Eldraine, there were merfolks on that plane too, although they weren't in a heavy majority. Merfolks, actually, I would say, were probably the minority race on that plane. Yeah, even goblins I felt outnumbered them when they kind of described it. And obviously, we go to Ravnica. Obviously, there are merfolk on Ravnica, thanks to the Ravnica set beyond that. But go back further, Dominaria, there are merfolks on Dominaria. I can't remember us seeing any merfolks. We know Ixalan had merfolks, sure. But Amonkhet, obviously, it was a desert plane, no merfolks. And I'm good. Kaldheim, no merfolks. Innistrad, no merfolks. So, yeah, this doesn't strike me as a plane that would have them. Any of the other, like Minotaurs. Actually, Minotaurs probably would have a solid presence on here, because while it's not said that, in fact, I think even Angrath even said this wasn't his home plane, he could have very well been lying. It would strike me as a plane that he would be on. That would be like a very that strikes, because as a Minotaur, his fur probably gives him a lot of insulation. He can manipulate fire. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if he's actually from this plane, just lied about it. Like, he didn't want to tell this random planeswalker who he is or where he's from, just showing off that plane. Now, I would say that, yeah, Minotaur probably also have a solid presence on this plane. And I think that's gotten into I can't think of many other... I don't think you're going to see any cat folks, Leons, in this plane. I don't think that. And then that's begging the question then, who else could exist on this plane? What else could exist on this plane? Anything else humanoid? Like, do we see zombies, vampires on this plane? There's probably a black race of some kind. That came out wrong. Black race of creatures. Less wrong, but still, yeah, you know what I meant. Wow. Just saying that sentence, man. And you've been flagged on YouTube. Thanks for participating. No, I'd say of like some of the, we'll go to the iconics in just a bit, but of like some of the big ones, the two big main black creature races, zombies and vampires. I mean, zombies are almost a presence on every single plane. Like, it's very hard to think of a plane that doesn't have zombies, but I can think of a plane that doesn't have vampires. Theros does not have vampires. Ikoria, to the best of my knowledge, did not have vampires. Let me see here now. Lorwyn did not have vampires. So yeah, there's actually I can think of more planes that don't have vampires than don't have zombies. Because I mean, Ravnica has zombies. Mirrodin has zombies, but they have vampires too. I'm just going off the top of my head here. Lara has both. Hold on, let me take that. No. Lara had both. Grixis had vampires. So Lara had both. Zendikar had both. Lorwyn, I can't remember if there were zombies on Lorwyn. I don't think there were. So that's the one that didn't have either. Then went back to Mirrodin. Innistrad had both. Ravnica, going back there. Theros did not have vampires, but it had zombies. Tarkir had both. Kaldesh did actually have very few, but they were mostly like the Aetherborn, but they did have vampires. There was a Aetherborn vamp, but that was the equivalent of vampires to have, but they still had them. But no zombies. Kaldesh, Amonkhet had zombies, yes. Vampires? No, I don't think it had vampires. Then Dominaria had both. Ikoria, let's see, think words here. Ixalan. Ixalan had, I know Ixalan had vampires, definitely. Zombies? I think they had zombies? Either way, of the two, zombies are more likely to show up, I think, than vampires are in this plane. More than likely. But anything's possible, I suppose. I take Tarkir. I forgot Tarkir. Tarkir. No, I didn't. Tarkir had both. The vampires didn't show up very much, but they had both. Between the two, if both don't show up, I'll go to zombies more likely than vampires. Although it would be kind of cool to see like barbaric vampires. That would be kind of fun. That my take on that. I think I've gone through all the major races in terms of like the common races between each color. Green, red. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I went over all of them, or the majority of them. Again, if there's a new creature type in here, there's nothing for me to guess on that. In terms of the iconics or semi-iconic races, like with angels, angels are iconic for white, but then something that I guess semi-iconic would be like the archons, like the second tier iconics. Blues would be sphinxes, but right under there you get like sea serpents or leviathans. Green is hydras, but right underneath that would be, I don't know what the giants actually. So I guess you can make that. So I already said giants would show up. Phoenixes and dragons and red, demons and, I don't know what that one where demons would be. So almost semi-iconic. I don't know what a semi-iconic thing would be for black cards. But on this plane, I'll be honest, I actually don't know if angels would show up. Gods, yes. We know gods are going to be here. We've had that spoiled. So gods, yes. So that kind of circumvents a lot of this. I'll be honest, I don't see this as a plane for angels. Because gods, there were angels on Amonkhet, but the gods are very different in Amonkhet. I don't see angels. Again, I've seen some of the miniatures have wings, but that doesn't make them angels. Like that could be Valkyries that have like equipment on them that have flying and stuff like that. So be very, very careful with distinguishing the two. Archons, I can see an Archon showing up because those guys show up in random places, but an Archon could make sense. Sphinxes, maybe like one really like a mythic rare Sphinx could show up maybe, but I don't know. This plane doesn't strike me as a Sphinx plane. There were no Sphinxes on Tarkir either. Again, I keep going back to Tarkir because it's probably the closest we've had recently to a plane that has a similar vibe. At least this is what's giving it off, or what this is giving off, I should say. So Sphinxes, I don't know. Assuming there's big stretches of water, you'll see a serpent or two. I feel or a leviathan or two, especially if the world's now. And they have spoiled a little bit of the next commander set that's coming out for certain cards, and one of them is a green-blue world serpent theoretically, but then actually because there's some of the miniatures say like Cosmo Wolf, Cosmo Serpent. Those are probably references to Fenrir and the World Serpent. I don't believe the card in the Commander set is the World Serpent. I believe we will get our own real mythical creature that's a World Serpent in this set. And that's gonna be freaking sweet. I love snakes. So snakes are I have a snake. No Feet's my buddy. I gotta clean his cage out too. It's been a while since I cleaned that out. So thanks me for reminding me of that. But no, snakes are one of my favorite animals. I just love the way a snake looks. And then when you try to up that design with like monster effects, godlike effects, all that, those animals are badass. So yeah, we'll probably get the World Serpent. But where I was going with that was, yeah, we'll almost certainly see some serpentine like Leviathan creature, as long as there's bodies of water to hold them. Like hell, we got that in Tarkir with the Pearl Lake Ancient that came out of the lake. So as long as there's big bodies of water, I'm sure you'll get something out of this. Demons, almost every plane, even like Ixalan, even though there was no card, I got the art book, and they say there are demons on Ixalan. It's actually hard pressed to think of a plane that doesn't have demons on it in some way, shape, or form. Mirrodin, yes. Ravnica, yes. Lorwyn the Lorwyn plane is a very rare exception, so that's a no. But Alara, yes. Zendikar, yes. Innistrad, definitely. Tarkir, yes. Think here. Theros, yes. I don't recall if Eldraine had demons, or I don't think they did. So that might have been one. And I don't think there were any demons on Ikoria. But again, that's the nature of the plane. You can kind of get the nature of what creatures live on what plane based on kind of like what the plane is going for. No, I take that back. Nope. Ikoria had one. It was the Demon Kraken. It was Gigan, as its Gazelle art said, which I have. So yeah, no, they had a demon. No, I'm actually blanking on most planes have maybe a demon or reference the fact that there are demons on the plane. So I'd be hard pressed to believe there isn't a demon of some kind on this plane somewhere. Then Hydras and Giants. We already talked about Giants probably being in there some way. Hydras. There's usually a Hydra on most planes. It's not like there's a lot of Hydras on any one plane. Like I think the most Hydras you could find are probably in maybe like Alara Jund area. But every plane does seem to kind of have a Hydra. I even think Lorwyn has a Hydra somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong on that one. Now they have a dragon. Ravnica has Hydras. Mirrodin has Hydras. Zendikar has Hydras. You get a Hydra. Innistrad has Hydras, because it's a Gothic card, you wouldn't think they'd have a Hydra, but they got dragons too. Tarkir has Hydras. Theros has I take it back. Theros has the biggest amount of Hydras, being Greek mythology and Roman mythology. Hydras. Yeah, and then even Eldraine has a Hydra. I don't think that might have been a creature type that eluded Ikoria is a Hydra. I think I could be wrong on that one. And I bought a lot of Ikoria, so I got through most of the creature types for that. There was no Hydra on Ixalan because they wanted the dinosaurs to be the main big monster on that plane. Okay, so there's no dragons on that plane either. So yeah, but Hydras, yeah, I'd be surprised if we didn't see one Hydra, and then we could see a furry Hydra. That could be something. Sorry, that's no one. Yeah, I was checking to make sure I didn't have to pick it up and stop the video. No, I only got the one ring, so we're good. Yeah, we can see a furry Hydra, which could be fun. And then Dragons and Phoenixes. I guarantee you we'll see a dragon and we'll see a Phoenix. I feel like a plane that is super cold and snowy, like this is being displayed as, a Phoenix would be almost like a god to them. So I could see a mythic rare Phoenix being worshipped by God as a god or something like that, and maybe it is something that the gods are threatened by or something like that. That could be a cool story element. We've yet to actually see a sentient. Here's the thing. One of the things I'd really like to see, because two of my favorite creature types in the game of Magic are Hydras and Phoenixes, because you can just get such cool designs and they're just a cool creature in mythology anyway. But we haven't seen one that's sentient. It's actually because not most dragons you see are self-aware, but they're not sentient. Bolas, Niv-Mizzet, Ugin. Those are dragons that are exceptions to the rule. Elder dragons, by all account. So could we see like an Elder Hydra be not just like a main character, a legendary main character, but could we also see and talk and scheme and plan? Could we see a Hydra be a planeswalker? That would be bad freaking ass to have a Hydra planeswalker. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding? That'd be so. But the problem is, I have to look back and see what the requirements for being a planeswalker are. I'm sure I could request it to Mark Rosewater and he could pass it along, but that doesn't mean it will happen. And I will never see a Phoenix as a planeswalker. That I know for a fact. But a sentient Phoenix would still be kind of cool. A Phoenix that talks to you and communicates to you. So I think that'd be pretty cool. Other than that, you'll still probably see some of the other. You'll see wolves. Would make sense here. You'll probably see elk. You'll probably see some bird. You'll see birds. If one of these spoilers I saw was right, and I really doubt it was, we might see an elder squirrel, which might be hilarious, but I doubt it. So yeah, we're probably looking at a fun play. If it's as fun as my mind is making it out to be, this might be another one where I get it, because I'm actually going to go out, not this week or next week, because 20th when the Commander Legends come out. I'll probably go out and pick up a box of Commander Legends, because I liked enough of the stuff I saw in there to be like, and it's not much more expensive than your average box of Magic cards. I liked enough of the stuff I saw in there to be like, okay, yeah, I want to get a box of that. So, yeah, but if it's as good as it's looking, probably going to end up getting a box of that too. It's good to actually have employment and can be able to get stuff. So, yeah, sorry if any of you are unemployed. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just being like, I'm happy I have a job in finances. Granted, I'm not the March of Dimes, an old school term that I like to use, but still, I have expenditures that if I really want to, I can buy stuff. I just prefer to save my money when I can. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll get the review of it at some point. So thanks for watching. Hit that bell if you want notifications. I'll see you tomorrow for Who Would Win.